Howdy. Alright. Most of the people who are subscribed to me already know what I look like because they're longtime friends from a gaming community. But for those of you who don't know me, I figured I'll let you see my ugly face at least once. Not much of a camera person. So here I am. Been a long time since I've done any videos here. Gotta be honest, I have a ton of little shorts that I never put up saying, hey, I'm super busy, I'll get some stuff up soon, and I just didn't bother putting them up because they weren't really worth it. But here to give you a little idea of what's been going on for me, why I ain't been around aside from holidays and life in general. I've just had a lot of catching up to do. Had a garage added on. This year I had to finish out. I didn't do the main construction because all the permits and crap, it just wasn't worth it. So I had a new garage. It's enough done for now. I'll finish it over the summer. Completely re-landscaping my yard, building a patio, fire pit, just tons of crap. But the biggest project I've had has been the basement. The basement that I've been working on as a fish room. Got towards the colder months and I realized, man, I'm going to need to do something down here to insulate, because the room I'm in right now is about 65, 66 degrees, and I'm not a fan of running more heaters than I need to. So this area here, which is nowhere near, well, none of it's done. The fish room was done enough to get me through the winter until I built up some more money to put up real walls. But this is going to be pretty much my son's work area. He's into jewels, gems, making jewelry. What else? Clay. He's getting into modeling. We both do some painting, so there's plenty of room down here to set up some easels and canvases. Just basic stuff. You can see here my ghetto walls. I like the idea of having windows, and I'm going to keep those. But the rest of the construction is just, like I said, to get me through. You see this? You can't really, I don't want to turn this light on. It'll probably destroy everything. Let's see. Okay, see that? That is the ceiling. And what that actually is an old pool cover I got off of Craigslist. A massive pool cover. And I am going to use, well, I have used that for the ceiling. I put the silver side out, you'll see, for reflection. But just some cheap pallet wood walls I put up real quick. My carpentry skills are non-existent, so the fact that it's up and standing is pretty remarkable. Check that door out. I love that. That's my favorite part of these walls. That's a shower door, and that will be staying. Just be mounted up better. Love that. It's like that in the windows. It's like my fish room is an aquarium itself. Here we go. There you can see that's the silver side to reflect as much light as possible back into the room. And there's a floor drain down there, so I don't worry about spills. At most, if there's a place that it pools, I can just squeegee it over. I've got water running here. Actually, the water's run outside. I've got a tap with the hose coming in. My air lines, I have not set up for auto water changes because I don't do water changes. I believe in natural tanks. Set them up to be bioactive, and your life will be so much better and your hobby so much more enjoyable. It does make it a pain in the ass when you want to catch some fish, but you know, there's a price for everything. Now I know Aquarium Co-op has their own pump. their own air pump that they push, and I'm not saying it's not good, but I got this one. I'm gonna have to find the box to figure out what it is. But that's a 2-piston for 79 bucks. It's been running for almost a year now, and that runs this entire room. 30, God, I don't know, like around 30 tanks down here, with plenty of air to spare. So I'll keep you updated if that fails, when it fails, how good it's been, and all that. You can see my lovely plant growth. I love plants. Aquariums brought me into plants, and I found I love them. Alright, where do we want to start? Most of these tanks I'm not going to go into big detail on, because it's just works in progress. Most of it's just cleaning up genetics and picking out what I like from those, and bringing some new genetics into the offspring, and just beefing them up. And fish are so freaking inbred, it's disgusting. But I'll point out anything I like particularly, and you'll get to see that. These are all guppies. Some more down here. See, normally these guys mob the front of the tank, but I just fed them, so I'm not going to get that. Of course, nice green water tank. Shrimp in just about every tank, and actually I've got so many over in my black and blue experiment tank. I'm going to start just spreading them out everywhere. This is my newest, one of my newest, and I've just put some of my male guppies in there. That and these are all ones that have come from my crossing and trying to beef up some genetics. And I kind of like these guys, so I separated them. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. And also in this tank, where is it hiding? Oh, I've been working with mystery snails, and the magentas and the purples that I ordered just didn't make it, and I got no offspring from them, and it bummed me out. And I'm so tired of crappy genetics from all these so-called, top-notch suppliers. I'm just done with them. But I do have one of the best magentas I have ever seen that came out from my mixing in here. She or he or it, they're hiding right now. I'll dig it out later and make sure to include it, at least a picture. Gotta have live food. Sea monkeys. Brine shrimp. The black, I don't know. I've got great water in there, and the black comes after started coming after I started feeding yeast. So I'm going to have to dig out my gravel vac, because I don't gravel vac, I'm bioactive. And I don't know what that is, but I'm going to get that out. And I've switched over to just finely crumbled flake food for them. Because once again, I don't want to have to do massive water changes all the time. Especially with salt water. This is my only saltwater tank. I'm not a saltwater person. I might get into some brackish, but maybe later. Some more cool guppies. And lots of snails. Snails everywhere. Snails, the only ones I really don't like are the damn bladder and pond snails, because they're just ugly. But the rest of them, man, they're so beneficial. This is another new tank. Setting up. I don't really have to cycle it. I have so many filters in all my tanks that I just pop one in and it's cycled. I just haven't determined exactly who I'm going to put in there. Pardon the cough. These are all offspring of mine from a red I've been working on, and they are starting to look pretty nice. Down here, kind of see it. Sorry about the glare, but it's just how it goes. Look at that one. I am really excited to get some males grown out of her, because she's just phenomenal. This is one of my 2 tanks of Nebula Steels. You don't get anything specific guaranteed out of these fish. They produce very similar colors and patterns, but you'll never have homogeneous fry no matter what you do, which is kind of cool. I like that. Here are some that I've been breeding out for genetics, and this is 3rd generation males, and I really like these guys, so we're gonna see what we can get mixing those males with some blue dragon females. Alright. Up here more, just working out genetics, mixing, cleaning them up, getting them healthier. Shrimp, always shrimp. My golds, I've been trying to clean up some genetics on. Where are you guys all hiding? Shrimp. There they are, they're all up there. Say hello. Now those are looking for some food. Yeah, and you know I'm going to be moving stuff as we go along, because like Mike says, a real working fish room isn't clean. Alright. Down here are some red velvet and a few neon swordtails. I'm going to move the neons out, but the real prize in this tank are these shrimp. I'm getting black with a gold bar. And I've looked and looked and not really seen these online. So I'm thinking I might be getting something new. And that's pretty cool. There's a giant in here. I don't know where she's at. I mean, that one's pretty big, but she's a good quarter of that again. She's probably back there behind now. Oh, there she is. See her back there in the corner? Look at that. Look at her. She doesn't have the black as much though. So we'll see what we get from that. And of course I've got some guppies in here. Just moving them out of big populations to work out genetics. Some more. Guppies, guppies, guppies. Got some cool stuff going on in here. Check that one out. No, that didn't help. There's see something here. Oh, that definitely didn't help. Oh well. One day I'll figure out the lighting for filming. Alright. These are my black and blues. Shrimps. I mixed blue velvet with black, and I've been getting some really nice black and blue stripe patterns as they mature. Let's see if there's any in here. See, I have so much hornwort and stuff. It's really hard to see them without pulling it apart. I have some in other tanks though. I'll try and find for you. Alright, I think we'll just keep moving around this way. What's a fish room without YouTube fish? Shameless self-promotion. Here you go, Jeff. This dude's pretty cool too. Okay. Food, tools, crap. Lots of crap. I got all kinds of crap. Hot water heater. Now this is cool. This helps with the heating. The only thing I have going in here is that little SOB. And the boiler. Now the boiler doesn't really give off a lot of heat down here, but you take the heat it's producing down in the boiler and all the pipes, and you put a fan on it to circulate it. And this room, on the coldest day we've had yet, which we got really cold there for like a few days, we were down in the low teens. And the coldest it got in this room was 78. So, can't complain. I've become a plant rescue. All kinds of plants, loving them. Especially the succulents. Ooh. My orchids are popping. Or, I'm sorry, violets. African violets. Look at that one. That one's sweet. And then a peace lily. More crap. Look at all the crap. Crap. Dracaena. I love that tree. That's a pineapple. Cut the top off pineapple, put it in some water. It'll grow. Sometimes you'll get another fruit out of it. Sometimes you won't. This one I didn't. Don't care. A strawberry plant that's overwintering in my fish room. No freaking clue what that was, but it looked cool, so I took it. Same with this. Alright. This is just a catch-all tank at the moment. Tons of swordtails in there. I got some mollies. What else do we have in there? Some giant danios. And eventually, over the top of this is going to be a terrarium, paludarium of dart frogs. So that's something that's coming hopefully next summer. And I'll have a waterfall feeding down in with pump, bringing the water back up to the paludarium. And yeah, it's gonna be pretty freaking cool. I hope. Guppies. This tank was holding all my extra males. I moved most of them upstairs to my community tank, except for the few that I want to do something with, which are here and there throughout this room. Right now, see all those clumps up there? I've decided I'm going to do some live foods. We're trying to hatch that. Those are going to be seed shrimp and brain fart. Yeah, and those other things. Some more guppies. Alright, these reds are all females from my my work, and the males that are in there, they kind of look like endlers, aren't. Those are the feeder guppies that you get, the really tiny ones that never get bigger than, even the females are like an inch, inch and a half. I had a bunch of those from a bunch of different places that I bred, interbred to clean up and add some new genetics, and they gave me stuff like that. See that now? And I'll show you some more in a minute. But yeah, I'm getting some really cool fish out of those, and I'm really liking it. Here, one of my favorite tanks to watch. I love all my tanks, so to say favorite is kind of, yeah. But this is lemon tetras, white tips tetras, and of course some guppies in there. I have tons of different cories in there. There's, that's a white tip, and some bumblebee cats. Love this tank. Mud guppy tank. Been pulling them out and figuring out what I'm going to do. Probably going to get rid of a bunch, and there's so many shrimp in here. All different colors. That's an aloe plant, I'm not sure, pretty sure. Alright, swordtails. Most of these are brick, but I have, look at that, see right there? I have some blue platies in there, or, and I've been trying to get some blue swordtails. And those are babies, so we're gonna see what they grow into. But you know, the first batch I had were in my black and blue shrimp tank, and I don't know how it got there because I've not had it anywhere else, but I had Calaminaris in that tank and it wiped out everything. And here, this tank, it's mostly swords and the platies, but this is where I was working on those wild guppies. You can see it's not an endler, and that's bigger than any wild male guppy you've ever seen. Look at that. And we're going to get something cool out of that here eventually. I pulled most of the older females out of here because I don't want them reproducing and starting the inbreeding again so soon. And that sword right there, look at the color on that one. I know my tanks are kind of, the glass isn't the greatest, but I don't over clean it because nature handles it. That's really wicked color in that. I don't know what kind of offspring she's going to give me, but I'm going to find a nice green male to put her with. Maybe even him. This is another tank of swordtail, working on blue swordtails. I've got a whole bunch of new swordtail offspring growing in there. And also this is where my my red dragon female guppy is, and that's one of her, where'd you go? One of her offspring. And it doesn't look like I'm getting the tail and the fins, but that's alright. I don't like finnage that's so big that it interferes with the fish. So I'm cool with that. And I have some awesome dwarf crayfish in here too. One lives down in that hole, but they all seem to be hiding right now. I know I've got some pictures of them I'll pop in the edit, which I hate editing. I do so very little of it. I generally just film it and throw it up. Top of the world, Ma. But I'll do some editing on this one. Alright. Tons and tons and tons of shrimp. I've got oh, look at her. Where's the male? I've got a spectacular male in here that he's hiding. And of course the white clouds, the different variations of white clouds. And I've been getting a whole lot of babies out of them. I'm going to actually move some of them out into a tub. Not much I'll keep in a tub indoors, but I don't have to worry. White clouds are just, you know, they're pretty hardy and don't need a whole lot of anything. This is just a, I don't know what you call it. It's just let's put everything we don't know what to do with in here. Now these guys, these two right here, where they, I don't know. They've got to be mollies, because that was the only thing I had in the tank they came out of that I had male and female of, other than what else was in there? Oh, some Apistos and some Cories. So it's pretty interesting. Let's see what happens with them. Here's my other tank of nebulas. Again, they just kind of do what they want with their patterns and colors, but that's okay. And I get tons and tons of babies in there, all hiding in the hornwort. Alright, and then we're back to the green water. So that's all my tanks. That's really not a lot specific to show you, but you know, it is what it is. Oh, you know what? Check this out. We're gonna drop a seed pod. I think we got one going up here too. Alright, that pretty much covers it. Anybody who watches this has questions, feel free to ask. And I guess that's about it, folks. Look at these plants. I'll leave you with this.